Hello guys, and welcome here. It is time for the GCN All-Star Race here today from 8 Bull Super Speedway in Watertown, Massachusetts. I'm Brian James here in the booth with you, proud to bring you coverage of this prestigious event, the second ever running of the GCN All-Star Race. Starting on the pole today will be Mohammed Zain Abdullah, who was the highest in the points of all the All-Star eligible drivers. And to his outside is the next guy, the drunk guy, Zach Fitzwater. Wonder if he was doing a little drinking before this. We'll find out in the comments. Anyway, it's going to be a long day here. We've got a 15 lap segment here in which we will have some pit stops. Of course, the first segment is determined by owner points for the starting lineup, and then it is the segment winners, segment 1, segment 2, segment 3 of yesterday's race, the All-Star Showdown, and then it falls on the fan vote. And now I am proud to announce the winner of this season's GCN All-Star Race fan vote, and it is the number 65 of Xavier Rain. He is the official fan vote winner. So congratulations to Western New York Autosport and that entire 65 team on getting in. Of course, Xavier Rain was in a three-way tie with Mitchell Collins and Brandon Harris, because none of those three advanced based on their racing their way in. The tiebreaker went to Xavier Rain because he was the highest in the points of all the guys who received fan votes. Now, had all three of them made it in, Dustin Davis would have been the fan vote, or he would have gotten the GCN provisional, which would have been the next step. So I imagine Dustin Davis not a happy guy right now, but hey, we'll see. He'll be back. He'll be back very soon here. Anyway, the start belongs to Mohammed Zain Abdullah, though. Can he hang on? It's going to be a long race. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we're going to break down the All-Star Race here in just a moment and what to expect. But of course, before we do that, let's roll the intro. And then of course, we will also be back with your starting lineup here in just a moment.
You are watching the Gaming Collaboration Network, home of the Jello Cup Series.
Have ourselves another photo finish, and I believe this time the 43 Tim Randolph will win at Daytona.
The Lift National Series. Here we go. They make their way through turn 3 and 4. The pace car will peel off. And for the first time ever, the Lift National Series is green here at Daytona. The Hitachi Truck Series. And here we go. The pace truck is gonna peel off. And for the first time ever in GCN history, we have a truck series, and we are underway under the lights here at Daytona in Tuesday night heat. Your GCN presentation starts right now.
Here we go. The starting grid is on the left-hand side of your screen. You see we got 20 drivers that are in this All-Star Race compared to last season where we had 25. And as you also look at the race breakdown, Very similar rules this season. 15 lap segment 1, then 2 10-lap segments, and a 5-lap segment to wrap it up. In the 5-lap segment, we will have overtime if needed. But one thing that is different, last season after segment 1, the field was inverted. This time, in segment 3, we will restart with the field inverted. So there is a difference there. As Muhammad Zain Abdullah and Zach Fitzwater lead us to the green, the All-Star Race is underway at 8 Bowl. And again, these guys are going to have to make some pit stops. That's another big iffy thing, because pitting on super speedways is not the easiest thing to do. If these drivers do not make a pit stop in this race, keep in mind it is a disqualification, as Chase Miller goes to the race lead here, the Daytona 500 winner. So he should be very good here today, as he will lead the opening lap. Again, I stress, just like yesterday, no points up for grabs in this All-Star race. So basically it's just for bragging rights. There aren't even reserved rides up for grabs. I apologize for that. If you do want a reserved ride, though, you will have to sign up for our Discord for a chance at one. As here goes Zach Fitzwater on the bottom with help from, with help from the Rock Eater Scott Upton, the self-proclaimed Rock Eater. Again, we mentioned as Fitzwater will lead a lap. There are only 16 eligible drivers prior to the All-Star Showdown, and in part you can blame Zach Fitzwater for that, because he took 5 wins before the All-Star break, including 3 in a row. So if you can blame him if your driver is not in, because he snuck a few wins out. Oh boy, the Chevys are peeking to the inside of the 43. Fellow Chevys, I should say. There goes the 00 of Diego Yepes, the former champ. That's how he made it in. He also won the Las Vegas race, so those two things qualified him for the All-Star race. Behind him, Eric Faden, the defending winner of the All-Star race. But keep in mind, Eric Faden did that last season at Ricky Raceway, not here at 8 Bowl. But a similar, basically similar racing style. The only difference is you turn right as well here. So he should be a threat here, as should his relative and teammate Nathan Faden. Keep in mind, Nathan Faden, of course, won the most recent points race here. I believe that was back in season number 4. So Nathan Faden knows how to get the job done at the 8 Bowl Super Speedway. We'll see if he can maintain that. I believe Diego Yepes might. Well, no, I don't think Diego Yepes won here. But he should still be a threat. As you see, Scott Upton continues to lead. Keep in mind, they should have to pit around lap 12 or 13. And again, if they do not pit, it is a disqualification. And that could go for the whole field for all we know. As now Casey Naneko leads, but it won't be for long. Here comes that 43 with the 9 of Rusty Potts. We mentioned yesterday as well, with Rusty Potts in second now. Those go-homers, 3 of them took the spots to enter the All-Star race in the All-Star Showdown yesterday. Could this be a sign of things to come for some of those go or go homers? That's going to be the big question. Ooh, you see the 4 cut down. Upton continues to lead. Here goes Zach Fitzwater for the lead once again with his teammate Carter Joey behind. See, so far no sense of urgency in this race. These guys know they don't need to act urgent. As Carter Joey now goes to the race lead. Pole sitters in this draft as well, but Carter Joey leads. Of course, he qualified for this race by winning at Phoenix. He won the second race in that doubleheader. Of course, Zach Fitzwater won that first race, which is the one that actually qualified him for the All-Star Race here. Of course, one of their teammates not in this event, and that is Matt Dixon. He did not qualify for the event. He came close. He did lead a little bit. Him and that 11 of Michael Collins yesterday, they were the two dominant cars in the showdown, but they did not get the result they needed. And as we close in on 5 to go very soon, you gotta wonder, when will these guys make the move? Alexander Rowe is also up here now. Keep in mind, the field is not, unlike last season, the field is not inverted here. Oh, I thought they were going to pit, but they were going way too quick for that. 5 laps of racing to go. But yeah, I want you guys to keep in mind. Here, the field will not invert after this segment. It will be after the next segment that the field inverts. And can we expect pit stops here? They're going to have to really slow down to make that happen. We got 4 laps of racing to go. Keep in mind, it doesn't have to be a 4-tire stop. It just has to be a pit stop nonetheless. And again, nothing can be won in this All-Star Race, unlike last season where we had reserved rides available for All-Star Race winners. And here we go. Will we see him this time? We will not. 3 laps to go. The clock is ticking for some of these guys. Willa Ruby Crouch appears to have lost the draft. Not good for that 15. Here we go. They should for sure have to pit this time. Two to go, and I'm shocked. Nobody's pitted, so maybe we'll have to move that to the next segment when I readjust things. Oh, they wrecked behind. Caution is out. 1 lap to go in the segment. Mohammed Zain Abdullah, Zach Fitzwater, Diego Yepes. And now they definitely won't pit because the pit road is closed. And Carter Joey is going to win the segment. Waiting word from race control on what's going to happen with those pit stops, because they were supposed to pit in this segment and they can't exactly disqualify the entire field. You may have to stay tuned for the next segment. But Carter Joey is going to win segment number 1 from 8 Bull. The pace car just died. Have you ever seen something like that? The pace car just died into the pit wall. Just to be sure Brian hasn't been drinking, we're going to back this up just to see it again. Yep. I was right. Look at that. The pace car hit the pit wall there. Question is, will it declare these guys retired from the race? And it will not, which is good news for these guys involved in the wreck. They will now have some time, because keep in mind, it is now the end of segment 1. So maybe they chose a good time to wreck, because now they do get a little bit of a break here before segment number 2. So they got plenty of time to get the cars repaired. But let's go see what happened. Once again, that 18 just out of the groove, and much like in the All-Star Showdown yesterday, it's going to be a much similar wreck here. Mohammed Zain Abdullah just nowhere to go. Same for that 42 and the 17. They go up into the wall. And Zach Fitzwater dragged into this as well. Just a tough break all around to end the segment. But thankfully, with time between segments 1 and 2, they will have plenty of time to repair their race cars to make them back up to speed. So they should still be a factor in the rest of this race. Of course, much like our overtime segments, this will be a reset. Anyway, we will be back in just a moment with segment number 2. Anyway, we are also gonna, when we come back, we will get word from race control on what will happen with those scheduled pit stops in that segment, and see what their plan is going forward for the rest of the race, because you can't exactly disqualify them when the pit road was closed due to the caution. So we'll get an update on that in just a moment here on GCN. Here we go. We're getting ready to restart in segment number 2. Keep in mind, those guys who did wreck, they did get an essential reset here, as they got some time between segments to make their repairs, so they should be competitive here in segment number 2. It'll be Carter Joey, Nathan Faden, Alexander Rowe, Scott Upton, Eric Faden. That's your top 5 as we get ready to get back going here. As far as race control goes, they have canceled the first pit stop. And you saw there, a lot of them came off the pit lane, so chances are they all pitted under that caution and didn't lose their position as the green flag waves were back underway in segment 2. So yeah, race control's decision was they have scrapped the pit stop from the first segment because they felt like people would have came with 2 to go. Now, had the caution went out before they came to the, or as, you know, had it come out after the white flag was received, that would have been different, because then they would have penalized everybody. See, there's 3 goes high, and Carter Joey will lead the opening lap. As now Eric Faden will go to the lead, and keep in mind that 3, very familiar to victory lane here at 8 Bowl. So don't rule him out in this. Of course, this segment, same length as the segments we saw yesterday. One thing that won't be scrapped is the field being inverted for the next segment, which could benefit Willa Ruby Crouch if this continues. She has had a bad All-Star race so far. She lost the draft in segment 1 and just hasn't been able to rebound since. As you see, the 3 continues to lead. Look who's in this picture as well. The guy who started last today, that's Xavier Rain. And he's looking to have an impact here. Is now 2 of the Stewart Haas cars to that inside. They're going to take the race lead away. And Carter Joey going to continue his dominance here in this All-Star race. And the next time you'll see all 40 cars on track is next Wednesday, the 23rd. That is when we will return to Jello Cup Series action. And it will be from Homestead Miami Speedway as Nathan Faden goes to the race lead. But that race will be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. In addition, that's scheduled for January. It'll be released in 2 days. And that is when we will return to action. That'll be the schedule for the month of January for when we return to action from the Christmas and New Year break. So you won't want to miss seeing that schedule, because of course you know we will have a few weeks off due to the Christmas and New Year holidays. Good chance to catch up on races, I think. As Nathan Faden leads, here comes Scott Upton and Nate Rattray. Also, that 78 of Jordan Anderson starting to come into the picture here, as we got 5 laps to go in segment number 2. Again, keep in mind, the field is inverted for the next segment, so whoever wins will start in last in the next segment. There goes the 43, and it won't work. Those 2 just swept Pocono. How's about that? 2 vintage cars sweeping, or 2 vintage numbers, 2 vintage teams sweeping the Pocono Raceway double header. 4 to go. And here goes Scott Upton. He'll take the race lead once again. And this time he's got Sky Commons in his rearview mirror, the Coke Zero 400 winner. Now looking for the lead. There he goes to the race lead for Sky Commons. One of the 2 rookies at Stewart Haas Racing this season. 3 to go. I did that again. Four wide back there. And up front, another guy coming back into the picture after wrecking in that first segment. That's Zach Fitzwater. Another guy, and also Willa Ruby Crouch coming into the picture here. Keep in mind, she did not do well in that first segment. So she's looking to make up for it here. There goes the 42 and the 43. 2 laps of racing to go in segment 2. And now the 42 looking for the lead. Patrick Smith, now the race leader. Your Sonoma winner this season. Not to mention the Season 4 champ, which is how he qualified for this All-Star Race. But he is now battling with Willa Ruby Crouch, who raced her way in to the All-Star Race in segment number 1. And she's going to lead the field to the white flag. It's 1 lap of racing to go here in segment number 2. How's about that? Worst finisher in segment 1, and she could be the first finisher here in segment 2. Quite a change. But here goes Patrick Smith in a last chance move, and he's got help from the 9. Here they come through turns 3 and 4. Patrick Smith is going to win segment number 2 here at 8 Bowl. This time they finish cleanly, as Patrick Smith is the winner of segment number 2. Congratulations to him. He unfortunately now will start in last in segment number 3. Starting in first will be the Daytona 500 winner, Chase Miller. He'll restart in the lead in segment number 3 when we return here in a moment. But before we go, we once again want to remind you to check out SCN, the Sports Collaboration Network. It is your home for sports. We cover what others don't. The Sports Talk Weekly podcast will be starting in early 2021. Check out our friends as well. We are in an exclusive partnership with our friends at Heartland Spirit, and of course they run their own podcast there, and it's called the Canteen Podcast. Can't do it as enthusiastically yet as Zach Carmian, but hey, why don't I give it a try? The Canteen Podcast is every single Friday at 6:15 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and 6 p.m. Eastern on Spotify. Go check them out. Check out SCN on my or check out our channel and click on other channels to see their content. We'll be right back now with segment number 3 here in just a moment, as these guys getting some adjustments apparently. We'll be right back. Segment number 3 is upon us. Here's how they'll restart, and once again we remind you that the field was inverted for this segment, hence why Patrick Smith is starting in last. It'll be Chase Miller, Xavier Rain, Diego Yepes, Nate Rattray, Alexander Rowe, Eric Faden, Casey Naneko, Carter Joey, Nathan Faden, and Francis Hawes. That's your top 10. As we get ready to get going here for the third of 4 segments at 8 Bowl. And the sun is out. We are ready to go. Pace car is off. Green flag flies. We're underway in segment 3. And this is a big break for some of those guys who are at the back, as now they'll have a chance to really stay up front here, that they can't mess it up. That's the big thing. There goes the 00, Diego Yepes. And he's about to get some help from that 65, but you just see how strong that inside lane is. As Diego Yepes will go to the race lead. Here comes some help from some Chevys behind him. Yepes continues to lead, and luckily for him and others that were involved in that earlier wreck, they did not have to get parked for damage. They were able to reset and kind of fix the damage and keep going here. As now here goes Chase Miller. He'll take the lead here. And there's the 65, Xavier Rain, the fan vote winner, trying to make some noise here. And now Diego Yepes will keep the race lead. Here comes that 27, the defending champ Alexander Rowe. That's what's qualified him for this race. Of course, this race consists of season eligibility requirements, season 6 winner, defending champs, and former All-Star Race winners, on top of course, the All-Star Showdown segment winners and the fan vote winner. That is how these drivers made the field. We saw some crossover there. Here comes that 24 of Nate Rattray. And as that happens, of course, we mentioned this All-Star Showdown yesterday. Of course, Francis Hawes, Willa Ruby Crouch, they raced their way in. 15 to 51, and of course, the number 9 of Rusty Potts. They all raced their way in to this race today. They did that yesterday. But a tip of the cap goes to those one race contract drivers. There were 8 of them, and we want to thank them for being a part of this weekend. We know it was not what they anticipated. We know they wanted to be in this All-Star race so bad, but again, we want to thank them for being a part of the showdown, and of course we hope to see them here for season number 7. Which should be on it should be on tap for May, maybe, if things go according to plan, but it'll be some point in late spring, early summer of 2021. So we're still quite a ways away from that, as the 2 Stewart Haas Fords now take control of the race, with 5 to go in segment 3. And to keep in mind, next segment, it's going to be a 5-lap shootout for the All-Star Race win. Coming to 4 to go this time. Here comes Alexander Rowe back into the picture. While we mentioned there are no points at stake, this could give a driver some serious momentum entering these final races before the playoffs, because keep in mind we have 6 races to go until the playoffs, and when we return from Christmas break we will have 5 to go until the playoffs. So there's some immense pressure for some of these guys in this race. Maybe not Willow Ruby Crouch, but for others like Alexander Rowe, for example. Possibly for that 65, Xavier Rain. You know, those two. Oh, Eric Faden as well. So those 3. This could be a chance to really get their season going, in a sense. You know, this win may not count for anything, but it sure could help them gain some momentum. And that's exactly what I think they're going to be looking for here. Here comes the 2 Rick Ware Racing Fords here. 2 to go in the second to last segment of the day. And here comes Patrick Smith. Now Patrick Smith will go to the lead. Keep in mind he just won the last segment. He could go worst to first in this segment. One lap to go in segment 3. And he could take 2 segments here. But here comes Dick Clark in the 88. They'll pull to the inside. Here comes Chase Miller as well, with a fellow Ford in that 14 of Carter Joey. And through the final corners, Chase Miller is going to win segment number 3 here at 8 Bowl. Oh, 5-lap shootout about to come your way here. Before we do that, we don't want to advertise again, but we will say this. We want to thank you guys, of course. I know this is early. I don't normally thank you guys for watching this early, but we're not done yet. Don't get confused. I just want to say thank you to those who have tuned in to the premiere. I know it's unorthodox to have a premiere during the middle of the week, not to mention early in the day in the midweek. So we want to thank you guys for being flexible. We want to thank you guys for watching the premiere. If you are watching this premiere, we hope you are enjoying the racing so far, because it's only going to pick up from here. Segment number 4 is going to come your way in just a moment here on GCN. We're getting ready to get back racing here, but before we do, let's take a look at your running order right now. It's Chase Miller, Carter Joey, Alexander Rowe, Diego Yepes, Dick Clark, Nate Rattray, Scott Upton, Zach Fitzwater, Eric Faden, and Sky Commons. That is your top 10 as we get ready for the restart. And I want to remind you, it is a 5-lap shootout now to determine the winner of the GCN All-Star Race in season number 6. And I want to remind you as well that if things get crazy here, we do have overtime at our dispense, and we have unlimited attempts at overtime here, and they will restart double file if need be. Of course, that's if we need overtime. But for now, the green flag waves. The final segment is underway at 8 Bowl. 5 laps to go here. Here comes Alexander Rowe, rather. And he's going to go right up to the bumper. Now they're going to start making some dicey moves. And you see they're going to cut it much closer now than they have all day. Here goes that 88 of Dick Clark. He's going to go right to the bumper of the 35. Four laps to go this time. Chase Miller leads, but here comes the 88 of Dick Clark. He will take the race lead. For now, here comes that 10 of Sky Commons. And he will try to take the race lead away. And Sky Commons, now the race leaders. We're going to come to 3 to go. And now you got to imagine, if we get a caution, it will force overtime. Nate Rattray now in the picture here. Will these guys make an aggressive move? Nate Rattray, there he goes. He's got his teammate with him. And now Nate Rattray leads the race. Oh, the 51 got loose, but he saves it. 2 to go. We had a close call there. But again, keep in mind, if the race leader takes the white flag now, the race is over. Here comes that 8 of Eric Faden, the defending All-Star Race winner, looking for the race lead. He's had some heartbreaks this year. He would like to put that behind him. And he's going to be saying, come on, let's just make it to the white. That's all I need. And they'll do that. White flag is out. 1 lap of racing to go, presented by Mitchell's Memes. And here goes the 88 of Dick Clark. Behind him, a former winner at 8 Bull, Nathan Faden, rather. Eric Faden might have just been in the wrong place at the wrong time, because now he might lose this All-Star race. Here goes the 3 of Nathan Faden to the inside. Through turns 3 and 4. Will he be challenged? The 24 is there. I don't think he's going to have a challenge. Nathan Faden will win the 2nd ever All-Star race here at 8 Bull. These Fadens, I tell you, now they got something in common. They both are the only winners of the All-Star race. Congratulations to Nathan Faden. He gets the job done. I bet he wishes he had playoff points in this. But nonetheless, a great win for that number 3. They survive a long day here at 8 Bull. And they've just clinched a permanent spot in the All-Star race going forward. We want to thank you for watching. We're about to show you results and standings here in just a moment. Or, I'm sorry, we're going to show you results, actually. Why don't I just do that? Anyway, so Nathan Faden is the winner. Nate Rattray finishes in 2nd. Diego Yepes third, Francis Hawes in fourth, Eric Faden finished fifth, Zach Fitzwater in sixth, Xavier Rain, the fan vote winner. He didn't make much of a splash in this race, but he comes home in seventh. Still a good result for them. Muhammad Zain Abdullah in eighth, Dick Clark ninth, Carter Joey 10th. And as you look on down the list, we want to thank you all for watching. We want to thank again our one race contract drivers who are not in this race, but of course we want to thank them still for signing up. We hope you will tune in this weekend for the Hitachi Truck Series and the Lift National Series from Quarter Slammer. The Cup Series will not have a weekend event, but they will be back midweek. So we will be back next Wednesday with the final race before the New Year's and Christmas break, and that will be taking place at Homestead. So until then, goodbye everyone.